Hey guys, thanks so much for coming in for a video today. I really appreciate you being here. It's been about 3 weeks, going on 4 weeks since I last did a Q&A, so I thought it was time. Now, I have been having a little bit of difficulty with getting people to post their questions on the Q&A videos, so what I'm going to probably start doing is asking you to do that, of course. I would like for you to do that on this video. Leave me your future questions here, and that way I'll do it, or leave me your questions here on this video, and then I will address them in the next video. So it makes it easier for me to find the questions. But I've also been sporadically getting questions here and there, which is fine. You know, when you have a question about a certain video you're watching, I don't mind answering, of course, the question at hand. But I can also fish from there and bring it to this video as well, especially if I'm not getting, you know, sufficient questions to warrant a full-fledged video, a proper video, as they say nowadays. So let me get started with the first couple of questions. I was in a live stream today and I saw some questions on there that I had missed in the chat, so I'm going to address one of those. And one of them was, do I garbage pick? I don't know if you would call it garbage picking, but we are not above dumpster diving. We're not above, what is the other one? Trash pickup. From Big Trash Day. We have found some amazing things here in the neighborhood. I mean, antique little toy cars that like to ride in. We found some of those. Dressers, chairs, all kinds of stuff. And my husband always picks them up. And even if he doesn't use them himself, he has people that he knows who could use some furniture, and he'll take it for them. He loves to pick up the bikes as well. He likes to fix broken bikes and so forth, so that's kind of his little thing that he likes to tinker with. So we've done that, and I've never actually been inside of a garbage. I especially like to go to Pier 1. I love their dumpsters because they're clean. There is a restaurant next to them, but they have their own dumpster, so there's never any food in there. The only thing I ever find in there is styrofoam, you know, that foamy type wrap, the bubble wrap, boxes, the little kind of like cardboard wraps, almost like the kind of stuff that you put on your Starbucks cup, but the thicker kind. So I have found wonderful things there for packaging, and I do that about every 2 or 3 months. I go by there and see what they have. So I have done that, but that's about the extent of it for garbage picking. And then I got another question. I'm going to see if I can. Yeah, Kimrig says, I'm very excited to get my Coach bags from the auction. Believe it or not, these will be my first Coaches. What do you think sells best on Posh? Clothes, purses, or jewelry? Wondering if I should look for one over the other. Well, I'm going to tell you this, all of the above. Everything that you just mentioned sells on Poshmark. I do really well with jewelry. I have been doing since day one on there, and I've been there for about, well, since they first opened their app, so it's been a while. But yes, clothing sells on there, but jewelry does as well, and handbags do too. Now the Coach bags, you're not going to get a lot of money for the ones that have the C logos on them. They just don't have that much of a lure for some. I find that I have more luck with the older vintage variety or the leather variety, but they do sell. I always sell my Coach bags. They do very, very well on there, and all purses do, not just the designer bags. And someone even asked, and it looks like all of these are about Coach bags. Yeah, there's actually a couple of questions that allude to the Coach bag and bags like that. Okay, one of them is, if only name brands sell, and that's got to be a big fat no. Not only name brands sell, people know what a good leather bag is. They often can appreciate the style and the quality of a bag, even if it doesn't have a name. Now that is in different venues. I have found, like when I went to the flea market, I was amazed that I could not sell a Coach bag. I couldn't sell the bags. They just were not interested in a quality leather bag. The people that went to the flea market were going headfirst over to, I mean, they were just jutting over to the counterfeit area. They were buying the horrific, ugly, obscene, illegal, and they do have raids there occasionally, but they were heading over to buy the fake Michael Kors, and that was all they were interested in. And my daughter laughs and she goes, Mom, they're not going to buy your bags. They only want to buy the fake Michael Kors. So that's what they're buying. So, but other than that, you will find that, like I have this Laura USA, It's a brand that's very similar to Coach, and I don't really know the history of it as far as whether it came out before or after Coach, but the quality is comparable and absolutely beautiful. And I have a briefcase that was my friend's who passed. It was hers, and I have a video about that where I mention it, so I won't mention it again. But it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. And then I also have a really small messenger from that same brand, and it's just amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. And I have looked up the comps on them, and they do sell as well. So the question really has to be yes and no. People are interested in the no brands as long as they're quality. There are people that know what they want. They know the brands, they know the not brands, they know quality. And if you just list it as such, high quality, top grain leather, made in Italy or made in the USA or other attributes, mention those attributes and you will sell your bag. Then there's the other person who doesn't care what it is. They only want the name. They don't care if it's fake. They don't care if it's counterfeit. They don't care anything. They just want the name on their shoulder. So, you know, I don't sell anything like that, but some people do, and they will find a market for them. And they'll not hesitate, though, to buy a quality handbag that's made well. And if you just list, like I said, all of the attributes, you will make a sale, without a doubt. All right, let me see if we have another. Okay, one actually asked me also, Coach bags. It was also about Coach. Okay, this is from Jim Catton. She says, my question is, what is the lure to a Coach bag when everyone has one? If people who are not able to afford luxury goods carry them, why are they still special? And I answered this on the video, and I said they're special because they're stylish and constructed well, regardless of whether it was fished from the Goodwills or bought at a prestigious store. A woman who appreciates style appreciates a nice handbag. However, luxury doesn't necessarily correlate to desirability. Although I cannot afford an Hermes Birkin, I have no interest in them as their aesthetic is not appealing to me. To each his own is a fitting adage here. And again, I just reiterate, yes, people are interested in Coach bags because of their construction, because of their reputation for having high quality goods, and their classic styling, especially in their leather issues. They do not go out of style, whether it's the small messenger, the big briefcase that I have that can now be considered a laptop carrier when it was actually just a briefcase, you know, back in the 80s or 90s. So that's the lure, I think. And it doesn't matter whether you can afford to buy it retail or whether you can buy it at the Goodwill. Like I said, if I could afford an Hermes Birkin, I probably would not buy it anyway because it does not appeal to me. I do not like the style. Now, the Hermes Kelly bag, I adore. I wish I could afford that. I wish I could afford a Chanel. I like them. But it doesn't matter whether it's, like I said, whether you got it really cheap at the Goodwill or whether you bought it, you know, directly from a retail outlet or from the designer house. What matters is that women like to carry nice handbags. Many women. Some people don't care. That's fine. Some people carry their stuff in a backpack, and that's fine too. To each his own. But yeah, that's really what I think is the lure of a good handbag: the quality construction, the classic styling. And let me see what other questions I have here. This was actually sent to my Facebook, and they asked me about a jewelry jar, and they said that they could not find them, and they wanted to know if I could find them one. And I'll have to say no, I cannot, because I just don't want to take on that risk. I love giving them away when I have a milestone that I want to celebrate. I like that because that's a giveaway, but I don't want to be obliged to whether or not you're going to like the bag or the jewelry jar. I don't want to be scrutinized and maybe have doubts that I may have, you know, looked in it and taken things out of it. And I just don't want to have that responsibility on my shoulders. I really don't. Plus the fact that it's really, really hard for me to part with a jewelry bag. It is extremely, extremely hard for me to look at a jewelry jar, buy it, and then give it away, unless it is for a contest, which I adore doing. So respectfully, I'll have to decline that because of that, and because of the fact that I never know whether I'm going to buy one for $20 or $40 or $20. The prices fluctuate so much, and they're still very high. Jewelry jars and jewelry hunting this way is already very anxious. It's anxiety driven almost. I mean, it really is. So I just would hate for you to be disappointed, for you to be upset that you didn't get what you wanted and happy. And it's just too much of a responsibility. It's just too much of a responsibility for me to take on. Though, you know, I appreciate you contacting me about it and everything, but I just could not. Yeah, I think that is it. Now, if you guys saw my live stream last time with my friend mail, I forgot to show you one thing, so I'm going to show it to you now. I hope you don't mind, because Vanessa was kind enough to send me some jewelry, and I forgot to show you these gorgeous Swarovski crystal earrings, and they are clip-on with some little chainmail. Is it called chainmail? They're just so pretty. Look at those. So I forgot to show you those, guys, but that's them there. Aren't they beautiful? And yeah, because I had everything kind of spread out here, and there's a few more bags that I want to open. My son sent me some jewelry bags from Chicago, and I've recorded a couple of those videos. You'll be seeing those stream up shortly, and I have some more to do, so I'm trying to organize everything and get it out. And then I did have some friend mail going out to a couple of subscribers and friends, so I've been trying to find everything that I need to do for that. So it's been kind of a hurricane here on my little work table. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please be sure and give me a thumbs up if you didn't do so when you walked in the door. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell as well, because that will notify you when I do upload a new video, or when I go live on Saturdays usually. And please come back again for another video. I have several planned for you, and I hope you join me then. Thank you so very much for everything. And don't forget to leave your questions so that we can have more of a Q&A series here. I really want to keep it vital and keep it going. So please post more questions here on this video. If not, I'll be fishing questions from other videos, but I hope that you'll do them here. It makes it a lot easier to just find them in one stream. Thank you again so much for everything, guys. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.